We are live. What's good,
What's up?
everybody? Big Gabe James, my dog Mike White. He's in that great outdoors. We were supposed to be on yesterday. We had some things popping on, but you know what? We back. We here. Mike White's out in the great outdoors. Talk to me, Mike White.
What's up, Bubba's? Man, I am rolling. I had a fantastic night, man. Took the nephews to their first little motocross shindig. They had a blast. I think I had more fun. We got dirty. We went and made mud balls, and it was a blessing. It was something I needed. Get the old mentals better. And yeah.
Well, we've been off for about a few weeks.
Yep.
We haven't talked about so many things have happened. Not really, but so many things have happened in this short period of time, right? Dallas been getting their ass kicked. But we kind of talked about this. I said from the very beginning, Mike, lame duck season.
Yeah.
Lame duck season. And here we are at the lame duck season. Just give me your thoughts before we talk about the Texans. Just give me your thoughts on the synopsis. You like that word? Synopsis of the season.
Synapse.
Yeah.
I mean, what sucks is we spent all summer talking about all spring. Hell, we were talking about this in February. That it's a bad coach. It's a castrated coach.
Yep.
With a bad roster that only got worse. This is what they wanted, so now they get.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of excuses that can be made. We got 9 guys on IR, including the quarterback, but they was bad for the quarterback went down.
Mm-hmm.
And what bothers me is you finally came to my side last time we did this pod.
What you mean?
McCarthy.
Yeah. I came to the
Sloppy.
side.
Sloppy. The things he can actually control, he's not controlling. I know he doesn't get to set the game day roster. I know that he can't run the offensive plan that he may want to, even if he has one. But the penalties and the execution is something directly in his control. And you're not even doing that. Tomlin's had a bad team basically since he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be real.
He had Mason Rudolph. I mean,
made the playoffs with something. They never made the playoffs with some dude named Duck.
You feel me?
And that I can't let slide.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know there's a whole bunch of other shit out of his control. Why don't we tear down the stadium? That was crazy. That's objectively the funniest thing I've ever heard Jerry say. That was wild. Why turn off the light? Why don't we just burn the house down? That dude's cracking, man. He's feeling the pressure. He's cracking. What we need to do is stay on their ass.
Stay on there.
And we're gonna get a racial slur or something out of Jerry. He's gonna say something he can't walk back. That's what we need. That's grandpa, because grandpa's in his flipping off kids without caring mode, right?
Right.
Keep pressing him.
That's what we have to do. We have to keep the pressure up, because I know you might not think that you might think this is crazy, Mike, but Jerry's birthday is 2 days before mine, so he's a Libra. And I know I always say this. I know the way the thinking is, like, because I know people trip off that, but he don't like being disliked.
No,
that's what Jerry don't like. It bothers him.
He can handle hate. He can handle love. It's the bye, Felicia. That's
Yep.
what that's what gets him. When they ain't even talking about, dude. They ain't even. I've been on the pregame shows all morning. They ain't even talking about Dallas.
Yep.
They ain't even talking about them.
And he don't like that.
Mm-mm.
He don't like
No
that at
sir.
all.
No sir. And
Yeah.
that gives me a little ray of hope. You know, they're in the hope selling business.
Mm-hmm.
That is my hope, because you see him cracking. He's went mask off a few times. He's never been like this, ever. Not consistently. Well, I mean, we can go all the way back. Thank y'all for coming in, by the way. Thank y'all. Surprise show on Sunday. We're popping out.
Yep.
I'm out here in the
Yep.
great wilderness, so I got the barbecue going. He's never went mask off like this consistently, all the way back to where, you know, with the radio guys, that was uncalled for. That
Right.
was unprofessional. That was
Right.
a bully ass
Mm-hmm.
billionaire trying to get his way like he's used to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not used to not having his way. And that really gets at him when he can't
Yep.
control the narrative.
Yep.
When he can't control the narrative. Deadbeat ass alcoholic. That's another thing. I mean, we already know how I feel about him. That pushed me over the edge, man. I can't vibe with that. I would cut off my own brother if he did that type of thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we already know he's got children out of wedlock and little bastards that he don't claim. That ain't no big deal. But when you go as far as suing your daughter into bankruptcy just because she wants a dad, man, I can't do that, dude. That's just you know, I gave up believing that, you know, athletes were good people a long time ago. Once you see how the sausage is made, you just can't. It's just the way it is. But that, I can't, man. So I love it. I love that he's getting tore up. I love that Cooper Rush went out there and threw 5 picks for the Clan. You know, I just love the way the season's going. I love it,
Me
honestly.
too.
I really do.
Me too.
I
I
really
totally
do.
agree. I totally
That's
agree. Like,
that's
because
what you get.
I feel like you did some stuff in the past, Jerry. Like you just mentioned, all that stuff you did in the past is coming to fruition now. So no matter what you try to do with these teams, no matter what you try to do, I feel like that stuff's gonna haunt you the rest of your life, and it's gonna haunt with the Cowboys. So no matter what you try to do and what you try to bring in and all that stuff, it's gonna fail because of what you've done did.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about this, Mike. There's no single freaking reason we seen all these talented teams, and we're like, man, how did we lose that game, man? How did this happen? How did that happen? We're always talking to ourselves like, how the hell does this happen? We got a squad that can beat anybody, and we can do this and we can do that, and we still constantly fail. I'm telling you, I ain't trying to be the conspiracy theory, but curses, dog, they gotta be real, bro, because you got to be cursed from all these teams that have come in, and there's always some kind of crazy blow up, always some crazy loss. Like, yeah. Miss Charles says it right here. My sister says karma is hitting his team. It is. All the stuff you done did, it's coming to fruition now. And now you're getting all that clap back that you were evaded all them years. All them years, Mike, that, like you just said, how he felt like he could bully this and bully that, and everybody was always on his team. Nobody's on your team now, Jerry. Nobody is believing that no more, Jerry. And he's at his wit's end. He's at
Mm-hmm.
his wit's end. And
You know
that's
what?
why, like you said, he is cracking like this.
It reminds me, and I hate to use the reference because I don't believe that's one thing I won't put on him, is I don't think he's got that type of hate in his heart. But it reminds me of Mr. Candy and Django when the house is on fire. That's what and then you got a couple of Samuel L. Jacksons over there still trying to tell everybody it's okay. It ain't
It's
okay.
okay. It's going to be all right. No, it's
It ain't
not.
okay. It's not
It
okay.
ain't okay. And it's
The
not going to
house
be all right.
the house you built's on fire.
Mm-hmm. And
And
the thing we need to do as fans, content creators, whatever, we need to keep that pressure on him. Don't
yeah,
let him off the hook, because we can't let him off the hook or this next hire of a coach. We have to keep that pressure because if we don't, he's going to make another dumbass decision with a coach and it's going to be bad for another 3, 4, 5 years. It is.
I've been talking about this since before Twitter even existed about Jerry. And everybody said, oh, that's a cop-out. This Jason Garrett sucks. Wade Phillips sucks. Dave Campo sucks. Parcells sucks. No, like you keep just changing out coaches and coaches and coaches and coaches and coaches. Kellen Moore sucks. What's Kellen Moore beating y'all's ass right now? Kellen Moore up in Philly having a heyday. You don't think he was over there sea-walking on the sidelines, running through y'all motherfucking face, running through y'all's face?
In Dallas, he was liking that. He was loving that. He was loving that.
Dude, like, no, he sucks as a coordinator. Like, now he may have faults. I ain't trying to say that Kellen's perfect.
Right.
But he wasn't a damn problem.
Right.
Todd Haley wasn't a problem. Hell, even Shitty Hammer ain't the problem. And I think he's garbage. You know, you keep changing out coaches and OCs and coaches and OCs and coaches and OCs. And we see the same team over and over and over and over and over again. And what's really piqued my interest is people ain't blaming Dak no more.
No.
Not even on Facebook. No, and Facebook's the depths of hell. I just see
screencasts. So Facebook is the Dak hate. Facebook is Dak hate.
And I've seen screencasts. I don't even have Facebook. I've seen screencasts of, man, Patrick Mahomes ain't saving this, which is what I've been saying since before Mahomes was even drafted, because I was called an idiot for even liking Mahomes. Y'all need to learn ball, by the way. So it's awesome. It's aging him. Did you see that? You see him in photos. That man looked like he'd been dead 15 years.
Yeah. Like I said, I love it.
It was amazing, dude. It's amazing. And there's really no bright spots to talk about on this team at all. I do want to give a shout out to CeeDee Lamb. Whatever, I guess Troy Aikman, when Troy Aikman said that shit, he took it to heart. He took it to heart. That dude been out there dogging. A damn shoulder falling off and still trying to go out there and catch a pass, you know? And called Jerry out about the curtains. they had the curtains up for the damn fight last night. The damn card didn't start till 8 p.m.
Right.
It's incredible, man.
It's a clown show. Let's keep it real. It's a clown show now.
It's a circus. That's why I want to go get a real coach to crack this, take this big top.
Talk about that. Well, let's talk about that, though. Who would be a real coach? Because you already heard Jerry say goofiness about Jason Witten. Hell no.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, a real coach. When I say a real coach, I want this big top to be on the marquee. Go get me Dion. Go get me Witten. Get me Dabo Sweeney. Get me Mike Gundy. Get me a real ringleader in here to turn this big top into the circus he wants it to be. Because no respectable Ben Johnson ain't walking through that door.
That's what I keep on saying. Slovic, Ben Johnson, Zach Robinson, they're not coming here. I don't know where you think. You just said you talked about how Jerry's cheap with paying the coaches. He's paying what, Mike McCarthy, like $4.5 million? Ben Johnson went upwards to like 10, 15 million, dog.
He said that. He said that to keep the bums away. Ben Johnson to take that Patriots job for $500,000.
You're right. Because he knows the organization will back him, believe in him.
Stay the hell out of his way.
And stay the hell out of his way.
Yeah.
And let him cook.
Yep. That's exactly it.
But look at it this way. Even with Mayo being out there in New England, have you heard Kraft coming out there each week talking shit? No. And guess what?
Garbage.
But you know what? They're playing better though.
Yeah, they are.
When he inserted Drake May, they're playing better.
He got a little, you know, he got a little something. They got a little something popping. Hell, they might fuck around and win today.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like when we talk about Dan Campbell and all these other coaches, the Washington Commanders, yeah, I know they had a little losing streak or whatever, but at the end of the day, they have a ray of hope because new ownership. You can't tell me it wasn't revived after they got rid of Daniel Snyder. It wasn't arrived or changed immediately started happening when you got that bad apple out the bunch.
They scooped the cancer out. They scooped the cancer out. Went in there, got the polyps, got the tumor, and they scooped that shit out. And they're rebuilding. We got that Jones cancer, man. We got that Jones cancer. That's what I talk about.
Jones cancer.
It's in the bones.
Yeah.
It's in the bones, man. And it's going to take 4 years of chemo to clear this shit out. Assuming you can even survive it. Because they don't miss the draft, the draft and develop, which we're going to get. We need to get to that. Draft and develop. What you developing?
And what you really drafting? Because your drafts ain't been great. I just brought up yesterday, last week, Mike. How we feeling about last year's draft, the Mozzie draft?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Bust. That draft is a complete bust.
2021 bust.
And we're still feeling the effects of the 2016 draft. If it wasn't for Dak Prescott, this team would be the fucking Bears. Seriously.
I broke down the drafts from 2016 to now, Mike, and they have not been great. They have been okay. The thing is they hype up because they hit. This is what happens, Mike. The first round, Dallas is pretty good in drafting their first round picks. But when you go down through the second through the sixth, they ain't great. They don't do a great job. They're okay. You get what I'm saying? 2021, Chad, you said you had Blandon Smith in 2021. No, you had Micah Parsons in 2021. Osa Ogadazoo to be a linebacker. Okay. Here's the thing. You drafted 11 players in that 2021 draft. How many people with the team?
I think 7 of them didn't even make the team.
They didn't even make the squad.
They're still holding on to Let's Go because that's the comp pick they got for Amari Cooper.
Exactly.
And that seems like a good idea.
Exactly.
That's another pride thing. The minute they cut with Let's Go, they know what's going to happen. David Moore going to be on their ass and write an article about here's what happened with the Amari Cooper trade, and you got Matt Willetsko, and he was a healthy scratch for his entire career, and now you finally cut him. That's why he's still on the team.
Mike, he has not seen the field since he has not seen the field one time, not one play in any regular season game. Like, come on, man.
Exactly. So when you miss on these picks, missing on the pick, missing on Kansas City's missed on a couple first-round picks.
But they do good in free agency.
That's where I'm going. Yep. They missed on CEH. They missed on Sky Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened. They go out there and they find somebody.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, before he even had a ring, was better than Tom Brady. Let's be real. And they're doing everything possible to make his career great. Everything in their power. Let's go get Hopkins. Let's go get Frank Clark. Let's go get Honey Badger. Let's whatever we need to do.
Trade for offensive tackles. They've done whatever.
Because Veach will get fired if they don't win. When you have no risk of getting fired, why care?
Yeah.
Why care?
I totally agree. and that's the problem right there, just like you said, Mike. When you don't have the threat of being fired, and he said this many a times in media, he said this many a times in to people out there who anybody wanted to listen. I ain't firing myself. No. I don't and it's almost like he's defiant with it, like, oh, I ain't firing myself, and it's like it's disrespectful because You're talking to us fans, and you said, well, you ain't firing yourself. And just like you said, that ain't no pressure. It ain't no pressure because when you know you come into a building and it ain't your team and you got to make things happen, you're going to try to make the best decisions because you want to keep your job.
You think
Chad
old
Wilson
boy?
just said like that.
You think
No
old boy in
urgency.
Chicago ain't sweating right now? You
Yeah,
think old boy?
because he knows.
That mother's sweating his ass off right now.
It's about to be over. If you don't win games, it's over. You are fired.
You're fired. Gone. Guess what's going to happen to Todd Bowles this year? He's going to get fired.
Yeah.
Because he's cost them 3 games. I know we went coach to GM back and forth, but same thing. Same thing.
But it doesn't matter though, Mike, because just like you said, we talked about it. Any GM who would have rolled out this roster the way it was constructed coming out this year, you would have been fired if you rolled out a roster like that.
Son. They would have got gone. And that's all I ask is to run the team like your job's on the line.
Yes.
If you're trying, like, I talk a lot of shit about Atlanta because they keep thinking they're a contender and they've been stuck in that 28-3 haze since then. But at least they're trying.
They're trying.
Now, do the decisions they make, are they good? No. But they're trying. And I've talked about this many a times, man. I've ran crews. I'm in charge of people. When I have an employee that messes up, but he's doing everything possible, he shows up every day on time, doesn't no call, no show. He went and got a couple licenses. He's trying to get a CDL, and he backs into a mailbox or, he hits a gate. People mess up, dude. That's cool. Now you do that 6 times in a month, we're going to have a problem.
Right.
But when you're trying, I'll give you grace.
Yes.
I'll give you grace.
Yes.
And they're not even trying. So
they're not trying.
No quarter.
They threw this way. No quarter. They threw this year away. And that's what pisses me the fuck off. They knew they weren't fucking with McCarthy. I'm going to just say this. Yeah. I said before and I'll say it again. 2023 was their all in. It failed. And when McCarthy got his ass whooped in Green Bay, they was like, all right, we done with you. We're not doing nothing else. We just going to sign Dak and CD and you make it work. And if you can make it work and you can win with this, okay. But if you can't, we're done. And to me, you sabotaged the motherfucking season. You intentionally sabotaged the season. You lost free agents. You didn't replenish. You put all that pressure on them rookies. We had a 5th round draft pick starting out at corner week 1. Really?
In a league where every capable team has 3 receiving threats, whether it be wide receiver, running back, tight end, whatever the combination is, they have 3 receiving threats. We have 1. We have an offensive line that hasn't been consistent playing together since, 2015. When's the last time this offensive line played more than 4 or 5 games in a row together, no matter who the players were?
Mm-hmm.
And now I see people talking about Micah. Well, baby. If you want any chance of this team being good, that player, you have to move.
I agree. I said it on Twitter last week, and it's nothing against the player. It's absolutely nothing.
I love the player. He's one of like 3 defensive players in the league that moves the win total.
But if you're already in the bottom of the draft, unless you get high draft picks, it's your responsibility to look at what you could get for him. Not hating. It's your responsibility to look to see what can I get for him. You may not do it, but it's your responsibility to do it.
It's your responsibility. Kansas City traded Tyreek Hill. Everybody laughed at him. Will you put it on Red Zone, baby? Thank you.
I just put it on my Red Zone too.
Kansas City traded Tyreek Hill. They had to. Because you know why? They got offered a quarterback ransom for him. Well, they get was it two first, 2 seconds, dude, for a wide receiver, and he wants a new contract. Now Tyreek Hill's badass. Nobody's saying he ain't.
Right.
He's probably one
Did
of
the
the
team,
most unique receivers.
here's
He's
the
probably the
question.
most unique receiver in the history of the NFL.
Right. And here's the thing, Mike. You just explained it. They got rid of Tyreek, and everybody's like,
So
oh, they're going to
get
fall off. What happened? They went to the Super Bowl and won.
They went, and guess what? The picks they got off that trade, like McDuffie and Pacheco, won that damn title for them. They busted on Sky Moore, but guess what? They're fixing it. They went and got Nuke. And Sky Moore's cooked. Because if Andy Reid can't work with you, Andy Reid took Donovan Fab down to the Super Bowl. If Andy Reid can't work with you, you cooked, son. You cooked. And that's the moves you have to make. That's what
you have to make this. You have to look at this move.
That is part of being aggressive in free agency. I do not want to trade Micah Parsons, but you have to, because you're not going to move in free agency. So you need picks. You have to hit for this team to be competitive next year. Not a regular season champion. To be an actual contender, you need to hit on 7 draft picks. And they need to play day one. You need 2 wide receivers. You need 2 running backs. You need 2 defensive tackles. You need 2 linebackers. You need a safety. Bruh, where are you going to get them picks at?
And here's the thing. I just said it last week, Mike. I agree with you. I just said it last week that, let's see how Micah plays without Dak and Lawrence. And if he continues to turn up and make his value go higher, you need to look at that. He just had a 2-sack game coming off an injury against Philadelphia. His stock is going even higher. And just like you said, bruh, if you already got a top 10 pick and then you could trade him and get a plethora of more, bro, it could put you right back in the thing. And let's look at it like this. We can't say that if you got rid of Micah and you came with a gang of picks, you could restock the defense, bro. Like, you could restock the defense. You could.
Yeah. You could restock everything. Because what you do is they'll probably end up around 9, 10 draft stock, right? Because they'll fuck around and win a couple games they shouldn't. Hell, they may
they may win today
for some odd reason. You know what I mean? They'll fuck around and win, just like KC's gonna fuck around and lose to like the Steelers and the Raiders. KC's gonna drop 2 games. It's just
they are.
The way, as Ron Washington say, that's the way ball go.
Right.
So you're sitting at 9, 10. You got say you make your Parsons trade, right? Say it goes to, I don't know, Chargers, right? Chargers going to make the playoffs 19, 20, 21. They'll probably get bounced in the wild card round 19, 20, 21, somewhere around there. So now you got that 19, the 52, boom, 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 and you take that 8 or that 9, wherever their Cowboys are slotted at, and you trade back. I don't care if it's all the way to the back of the first round. Somebody's going to be quarterback hungry. Somebody's going to be wide receiver hungry. Something. And you trade back and you go get you 5 picks. A couple of them may be next year. You go get you 5 picks. 3 this year, 2 next year. Because that's what Julio Jones type trade up, right? There you go. Now you got some ammo. Without that, you have no ammo. You don't have enough rounds. You don't have enough rounds in your gun, dude. You don't.
I agree. You don't have enough rounds in your gun for you to flip and come back just like that. You have to really make some major moves. You have to be creative. You have to make some major moves. And just like you said, Mike, like this is the chess piece that you have that you can move around to make things happen. And once again, this is nothing against the player. If anything, this is everything about the player being that damn good that you could step out there and say, hey, we could change our team by flipping one guy. We can change our team.
The Herschel Walker trade.
One guy.
It's the Herschel Walker trade.
All over again. Because he's gonna command that. Because you ain't gonna tell me ain't no team who started with a young ass Michael Parsons ain't gonna be like, all right, yeah, we're willing to do that because he could be the piece that can get us over the hump. Don't trade him nowhere in the NFC. Get his ass to the AFC. That's what you need to do.
That's a problem.
See what the AFC team. Yeah, I know, right?
You got to face that motherfucker twice a year.
And you know that motherfucker gonna kill us. He'll kill us. He'll kill us, dog. If he did that with Washington, Philly, he would murder us. He would murder us.
It'd be worse. It'd be worse than when I found out they traded AJ Brown to the Eagles. I'm like, dude, I was no.
He would murder us, dog. He would murder us. Like he would be so on that shit to kick our ass. But you got a smart team. You could brace against that, and you could brace against that though if you got a smart team who really knows how to manipulate cap, knows how to be really constrictive about making the picks in free agency. But that's the problem. The Jones don't want you to have any kind of control in anything. They're set out and hell-bent on proving everybody that we are football people, and we're going to show you we can do it this way. And as long as they're on that mic, Dallas ain't never going to do shit.
No. He wants, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't believe the check I'd write to get my Cowboys to another Super Bowl. He says that, but the truth is, that's correct. The even harsher truth is his way. His way. He'd rather be right than win.
Yes.
He'd rather be right than win. That's why he's not firing McCarthy. That's why he's not. Yep. He didn't fire Jason Garrett. That's why he still talks about he regrets firing Chan Gailey. He regrets firing Wade Phillips because that's his ego. McCarthy's going to ride this out. He's not going to get fired. It's going to be the same thing as what happened with Garrett. They're going to pass each other in the hallway. Story time, by the way.
Yeah.
Since y'all are here. So Jason Garrett's contract was expired. Everybody knew it. McCarthy passes him in the hallway trying to go to his office because he's already been hired. Behind the scenes, he's already been hired. He tries to go to his office, and Garrett says, I'm still, hold on, I got a Zoom meeting here in a minute. Still interviewing for jobs. And the head coach, the brand new head coach, can't even go to his office. Jason Garrett goes, good luck here. You're going to need it.
And see, that's what we're saying. Like, I hear Cowboys Browns say Jerry will make Parsons the highest play player in the different. Do we need that though?
Hell no.
He don't need to be the highest play. We don't need that right now. And once again, this is nothing against Parsons, but we do not need him to be the highest paid defensive player right now. When your team is 3 and whatever, or your team is terrible, you're going to sign another guy to another high end deal when he's still young and you can really get things happening for him. I don't get that. That don't make no sense for you to sign a guy to a world setting contract when your team sucks.
And I have my own personal feelings about. I think
keep talking. I'll be right back, Mike. Keep talking.
Giving Parsons that money is the same thing as giving Antonio Brown that money. You're going to weaponize his ignorance. And I hate that it's the way it is, but the proof's staring right at you. He did the podcast with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud drug him all over the county, making fun of him, cracking jokes, showing how dense he is. The problem is the guy thinks he's the smartest man in the room, and he's not. He's not. And I think you give that man that money, you're gonna have a big time problem on your hands.
Yeah.
Especially in this organization where that type of buffoonery will be enabled. Tomlin would put up with that shit. Dan Quinn would put up with that shit. Harbaugh damn sure would. But you get here, you get that money. I'm telling you, man, that will be for Dallas. Want to be really clear here because people get really touchy when I talk about this. Has nothing to do with the talent.
Nothing.
Nothing. You give that man fuck you money, and he's going to fuck you in Dallas. Period.
I agree.
That's what it is, man.
And I agree. I feel like I'm 100% on board with that. Mike, you need to look into that, and you need to see what you can get for him, because it just doesn't make sense for the future to do that when you're not a good team. Right now, your time is to build. You talk about building through the draft and whatever. Yes, he's a generational type player, but guess what? Just like you said, the Herschel Walker trade, you can load up and get your team right back on track by getting hot. Now, if you don't get a lot of high picks, then you keep it and then you roll with it. But if you're getting a lot of high picks and you're already in a high stature of the draft, bro, you got to do it.
You have to.
You have to. You can't walk away
now
from
that.
That
Affords you.
You be a fool.
You trade into a contender, just like I talked about, and you're setting it, anywhere from probably 19 to 25 with those picks slotted through the draft, and you trade back on yours, and now all of a sudden you're sitting on 11, 12 picks in one draft. And that's the type of ammo you need. If they're not going to do free agency, that's the ammo you need. It's the reality you're in, and people don't want to accept this reality. Oh, you hate Micah. You've always hated Micah. You didn't like the pick. No, I didn't like the pick, and I don't like Micah as a person. Love the talent. And by the way, they drafted him to be an off-the-ball linebacker. They just found out through injuries that he could kind of rush the passer sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a team that took an off-the-ball linebacker at 11. It's like they're not smart.
Mm-hmm.
And they're reactionary. What they're going to do is they're probably going to take a damn running back in the first round.
Yep. And they're probably going to take that damn dude from Boise State.
Yep.
And start the trend all back over again.
Yeah. It's while ignoring that the last time the line was good was 2015, and they got 1,500 all-purpose yards with the corpse of Darren McFadden.
Exactly. And where did it get you?
4th overall, and you went and took a running back. A running back that's still fucking you to this day.
Exactly.
That's bad news Bears, man.
That's bad news Bears, bro. I feel you.
That's bad news Bears. What they need to do, they need to go get another offensive lineman.
Not no first round, though. We need a receiver, bro.
I understand that you can get a receiver in the later ones.
We need an offensive.
I understand that. I do. I understand that. Zach Martin's retiring. Who's your right guard going to be? Hopefully, maybe they say you go snag a dude and you move Guyton back to right tackle where he naturally fits.
Mm-hmm.
And you get you a left tackle for the next 10 years. you need a 10-year player.
Your 10-year left tackle is Tyler Smith. Let's keep it real.
You're preaching to the choir there, Bubba. You're preaching to the choir there.
That's your tackle. You could find a guard in the draft easily, but it's hard to find dog left tackles. You have one in Smith. He showed you what he could do.
He has everything you need.
He has everything you need. And guess what? When Tyler Guyton has been out, have we been crying about left tackle? No, we have not. When he has been out and they kicked him out there, I've been from day one. I never wanted him. When he kicked out a tackle, when Tyron Smith was gone, I said, just keep him there because he's your guy. He's your left tackle.
About that since day one of the draft.
I don't get why they want to push him inside and let him be the guard. You can get adequate guards. You can get guards in lower rounds, but it's hard to find a left tackle. And just like you said, I said I like Tyler Guyton, but he was going to struggle mightily in the NFL. Yes. People was hating. I said I liked him. And just like you said, you can switch him to the right tackle because you're not going to keep Terrence Steele.
No.
You're not keeping him.
And
you're not going to keep Terrence Steele, bro. Asim Richards showed that he can be adequate too. Now, I don't want Asim Richards starting, but he can be an adequate backup.
Terrence Steele gets too much hate because people are so used.
I don't hate on Terrence Steele, but
no, I'm not.
If you got a young guy in Guyton and you just signed Terrence Steele, you could flip him.
I'm not saying you do. I'm saying people. It's happened with Gallup. It happened with Pollard. It happens with everybody that gets hurt because people buy the hope. Man, we're old school. Back in our day, you tore your knee up, you went from a first-round draft pick to a PE coach.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. That dude destroyed his knee.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting back. He's been playing better, much better. That's what happens. Like, people, fans, specifically Cowboys fans, because they're the dumbest son of bitches on the planet, think healthy is ready. Healthy isn't ready. Healthy's okay. You cleared physicals and you're able to play. Ready is, you see it all the time, man. Mm-hmm. The hamstrings, the knees. A guy tears his knee up in October. He's quote unquote ready at the start of the season. What happens? Look at Diggs. Case in point mm-hmm. right there. What happened? His other leg blew out. His calf blew out. Because you compensate, dude. You compensate. Mm-hmm. That other side's hurting. You don't trust it. You're leaning on that other leg too much. I got no meniscus in my left knee. If my right knee has a bad day, because it does, I'm an old busted up son bitch. If my right knee has a bad day and I got to lean on that left knee, man, dude, I might as well have 2x4s for legs. It's it's people just don't understand what it takes to recover. Because if you're recovering, you're not getting better. And you're talking about the highest of the highest of the high, the cream of the crop, the NFL, the Professional Football League, where we are talking about 0.0000005% of the population. And they're getting better while you're rehabbing.
Right.
While you're in the water bath, they're out there cutting out routes, squatting, getting better. Mm-hmm. You're in the water bath. You're on the water treadmill. You got the heat wrap on your leg. You're on a little scooter. You're Micah Parsons. You're on a scooter. Lane Johnson been out there playing. You're Trevon Diggs. You're on a scooter. A.J. Brown been out there playing. Mm-hmm. You lose so much ground, and that's why I freak out so much when I see a rookie get injured.
Mm-hmm.
because you're already behind the 8 ball as a rookie, and you lose your rookie season. Maybe when I retire, I'll dive into this because I'm not going to do it for free unless unless I got a bunch of time on my hands. I would love to do a massive report on rookie injuries and how it impacts the career of high prospects. I'll just do top 20 picks. The guys that were supposed to be A1 day one, bang on, let's rock. And you lose your rookie season, what it does to your career. So tying it back to Terrence Steele, the fact that he's even serviceable right now is good. I'm not excusing some of his plays, but we're also in a league where there's 7 to 8 top tier pass rushers drafted every year, and there's 3, maybe 4 offensive linemen. Boom, 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 boom. The exponential effect of that. It's the defensive line ocean and the offensive line kiddie pool that you're fishing out of. And tie this back to Parsons. That's why you can get a king's ransom.
Exactly. And you need to look into it. Well, I'm going to tell you like this, big dog. We're about to head out because I'm about to watch this football. My phone's about to die. I had to do it for my phone. My phone's about to die. I appreciate you. I'm glad we had this good talk. And we just got to keep it in the air. The main thing is we got to keep the pressure on Jerry. We can't just, Dallas got a coach and now we back. No, y'all got to stay fighting against this machine. We got to stay vigilant and fighting against this machine. And we really need to, I know y'all gonna say we crazy in these streets, but you really need to look at that Parsons trade to really get your team right back on.
Don't
because
watch the games. Don't buy tickets. Because even if you buy a ticket and put a debt, because Trey D. Law, what are you going to get? Like a 7th? That dude's going to retire this offseason. He's cooked.
Yeah. Hey, Trey D. Law, you ain't getting shit for no DeMarcus Lawrence. You
no,
barely get
the same thing. You might as well, it'd be like trading Zach Martin.
Pretty much.
So
Oh, Jameis Winston just threw a bomb.
Yeah, dude. That's Jerry Jeudy's little ass. Amari Cooper blocking down the field. Imagine
just think about it. And let me just say this, though. We would only have one win if Russell Wilson would have played for Pittsburgh and Jameis Winston would have played for the Browns. We wouldn't have beat both of them, too.
Oh, Jameis Winston would have tore this defense the hell up.
And so would Russell Wilson. And he ain't good.
Hey, I gotta stand on something though.
Go ahead.
Hey, how about that Dan Quinn rushing defense? That Dan Quinn rushing defense. What happened to it? What happened to it?
I can stand on this too, where I said Dan Quinn will be good his first couple of years, but watch year 3, he will fall off. Just mark my words, what I'm telling y'all. Year 3, Washington will not be that. Listen what I said. We'll come back to this conversation in 2 years.
I'll do you one up. He won't be there in 3 years.
Yeah, because he starts fast and he fizzles. So that's why I ain't tripping on that.
He's got the Broberry offense too, which I'm a Texas Tech fan because I like Payne. I've seen what that offense does. They start out hot as hell against weak competition, and then right around the 1st of November, everything starts going jibbity, 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 jibbity. Yep. And his quarterbacks, and his quarterbacks hurt. They're not saying it, but his quarterback hurt.
Oh, he hurt. Them ribs is hurt.
I talked about it, dude. When you know, I'll break it down for y'all. When you're releasing the ball here as a quarterback, this ain't working. This ain't because you can't step into it. That's why the ball was going any sort of way.
It was floating.
When you try to torque them hips, this right here says, That's exactly what happens every time he tries to throw.
Yep.
Because he's liquid courage, Josh Allen. But your phone's about to die. I'm sorry. I'm running everybody up.
No, we're good, big dog.
Hey.
I appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to do this weekend. We couldn't do it yesterday, so I'm glad we were able to do it today. I appreciate you, dog.
Hey, we tried yesterday for y'all. Life got in the way. Like I said, life always comes first, brother. Life always comes first. This ain't real life. This is just shit.
This is fun.
Yeah. So good night to y'all. Peace, Bubba.
Appreciate you, my dog. Love you.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Peace.